all we see in the West is the treatment of women in Afghanistan and how it's declined significantly since 2021. What is your perspective of it? How accurate is it? What are the lies? Break it down for us.
Yeah. So we'll get to the tourist thing later, right? I guess we kind of went past that.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
But we'll
we
get
can
back.
come
We'll get
back
back.
to it.
No.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
But so basically, when it comes to the rights, women, they're not being disrespected or not being heard. It's more or less their rights have diminished, right?
Okay.
So like I said, secondary school is not really it's not publicly funded anymore.
Okay. So you're not denying any of that stuff. Like,
No.
Okay.
But they can still go. There's madrasas are open for young and old.
What?
So it's madrasa, which means school, but it's based in Islam.
Okay,
Right?
Islamic schools.
Islamic school.
Okay.
Yeah. So kind of like the first university in the world was made by the Moroccan lady that did it,
Yeah.
right? It was a sister.
Exactly.
And it was based in Islam. It wasn't a secular university, right? It was based in Islam, bro.
Okay.
It was the first university ever.
So,
So that's why the Emirate believes, as well as Islam. So again, it's a bit extreme, Afghanistan in some senses,
for sure.
where women need to be doctors. Women deserve. They could be lawyers.
Yeah.
They could be everything, right?
Yeah.
So right now, Afghanistan's not prioritizing that, right? They're
Yeah.
literally saying, hey, like learn ilm, like of Islam,
Okay.
learn about the Sahaba, learn about their wives, learn about how the Muslim Ummah has gotten here.
Yeah.
Learn about the surgeons, learn about them, but no need for you to come to this office or come to do this.
So the women can go to Islamic schools.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah, and a lot of them are free.
Okay.
And they could work, bro. That's
and
what I get to.
And they can also work.
So they're
women
working.
can't get a job.
They own businesses.
So you also see things like women can't speak to each other,
Yeah.
right? I feel the problem is when I speak to people about Afghanistan, it's very black and white, right?
Wow, yeah, it's crazy.
I speak to the liberal side, and they're like, dude, women can't even blink. You know what I'm saying? Women can't look at each other without being flogged. But then I hear the other side is like, no, dude, we treat women better than any other country. I'm like, I don't think that's accurate either.
Correct.
I think
They're safer than any other country in the world, bro. Like plain
Okay.
and simple,
Yeah.
we can no question about that, right? They're safer.
to some extent, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Maybe not in their expression. They can't walk around in high heels, and they will wear high heels. Like I said, that's
Yeah.
Barchi, bro. They're not wearing hijab properly. They're getting their toes done.
Yeah.
They look good. They smell good. They're holding hands with their men. Like, so it's a lot of that going on. And
Okay.
Talib are in the streets protecting
Can
them.
women go out alone by themselves?
So yeah, so you see it occasionally, as long as they have a reason, right, to go, and it's not so like often.
Can women gather?
Women gather, maybe not in public. I would imagine. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah,
Again,
but can they go to each other's houses and hang out?
Oh, they're recommended to do that.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the bros we'd hang out with, and all the bros, bro. But then their women would be in another house,
Yeah.
and all the women would be there.
Okay, so
And
it's
they'd
like
have-
segregated kind of. And
It's
the guys
segregated.
kick it and the ladies kick it.
Correct, and that's the best way. That's the most productive way, ultimately, right? So even the young kids would go. They'd get the food from the ladies,
Yeah.
and bring it to the men, right? They'd serve them.
Yeah. What about like the thing that I think is most concerning is like doctors with women,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Can there be intergender appointments, or how do women get treated? It's because women can't get really educated. So there's like if any, I don't think there's any probably women doctors in Afghanistan, I'm assuming.
Very few.
Right?
There's still like not UN. What is it called? NGO? Not NGOs. Yeah, it's UN. There's still UN
Okay.
still in the country, right? So there's a lot of. So that's when you will see foreigners in Afghanistan, and there's a good amount of tourists.
You like the United Nations?
Yeah, UN. Yeah, they have UN cars and everything.
Oh.
But hella nice, like Land
What's
Cruisers.
their association? Like, what do they do?
So we kind of open the doors for them and let them come in. But more recently, Amir al-Mu'mineen and the foreign ministers, they said, yo, like, basically, if you're hiring our women are not going to work in them with you. Right?
Okay.
Because they're very Western. Like I said, they have the shiny Land Cruisers, bro.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of gear, all kinds of camera equipment.
And
They're very well equipped.
Are they intergendered, or is it all dudes?
Yeah, no, it's mixed. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's also why the Emirate opposes it a bit.
Yeah.
Where it's becoming, and they're able to spread their ideologies.
And you keep referring to the Emirate. What exactly is that?
Also, so that's the thing. Ultimately, Afghanistan is not just Afghanistan. It's an Islamic Emirate.
I see.
And eventually, like inshallah, there's gonna be more Emirates around the world.
Yeah.
Where they'll stop raising their flag and saying, "Hey, we are this color, we are this." It's more of like, "Hey, we're Muslim. We're a Muslim country.
Yeah.
We speak different. We are different, but we're Islamic Emirate."
That's a very nice way to look at it. But is there beef with Shias in Afghanistan between the
No.
Talibs?
That's very. So they don't like Shias, right? Plain and simple. They don't want you spreading your ideology,
Yeah.
but they'll protect you. That's the crazy thing, right? So in the mosque, if Shias have their mosques, Shias have their own places. But if a Shia walks into a regular mosque, like a Sunni mosque, they can't do their own stuff. They can't pull out the rock and pray on the prayer.
Yeah.
So say like Ya Ali in the mosque. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because that shows disunity, right? So they don't want that. They're gonna oppose it extremely.
Yeah.
Like don't ever don't ever come in here again, or possibly don't leave your house again. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
But for the most part, no. Like Dasht-e Barchi, the story I was talking about, over there, not only are they Shia, but they're very azad. They're very advanced. Guys and girls, public displays of affection. A lot of them like shave their beards, wear T-shirts.
What? There's no laws or anything against
No,
that?
no, there are laws, bro. But it's like,
is it just kind of like
so that's
chill?
not. It's
or
not like the beard is not a law. You're recommended to wear a law.
It's just
Like
like
to have a beard. It's sunnah. Exactly. The sunnah is recommended. It's almost farz, but it's not, right? In Afghanistan. Even a hat. Like some days I'd walk around without a hat.
Yeah.
And tell you, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's sunnah. Like, cover your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Muhammad, peace be upon him, would mostly, especially when he prayed, he'd cover his head.
Yeah.
Right? And there's things that in the West we don't really know about, you know? And so, and if you see any scholars of any nation, like when they're Muslim, they cover their head. They wear something over their head.
You chose a pakol over what's the little hat that you have?
Yeah, the Muslim thing, like
No, not the Muslim one. The
the window.
the little window.
Yeah.
What is that called?
So that's the from Kandahar, right? That one's from Kandahar. They're all called hats, but that's like a Kandahari.
Yeah, I thought that was like the more Talib hat.
So it is actually. Yeah, so that's why I purposely I was like, you know what, I wear that in the Arabs videos. I was like, this is the.
I actually prefer the pakol.
This
like aesthetically.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know which one I like the most? I'm looking to get one. Is like that old triangle one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Just the old head would wear.
wait, Karzai? Is that the
Karzai,
one?
yeah.
I would wear one.
Gotcha.
No, bro, that's like.
I think that's so fucking cool, bro. It's like a.
Who needs a
You
fade?
have to wear the chopan. You have to wear that long coat. You know.
I'm not gonna dress like Karzai, but I just think that hat is cool as shit.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
I think I've seen some Africans wear it too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know what
Yes,
country.
we saw them
Africans wear-
recently at Sahorfest.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a fez, bro. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Fezzes are cool too. You know what fez is?
Yeah, it's the red one with
The red one with like the Moroccan
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, they look like they just graduated from.
There you go, the tassel on it. Yeah.
I have a few questions about
Yeah.
the women in
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
let's
So,
keep going.
What's the Shia? We can wrap up the Shia thing.
Sure,
right?
please.
So ultimately,
so they protect the Shias as you're
they're
talking about.
against Shia, but they're not like ISIS against the Shia. ISIS are the ones blowing up their schools, blowing up their hospitals.
That's fucked.
So when you go Dasht-e Barchi, like I said,
Yeah.
where they're very azad and very doing their own thing, it's like, it's almost like Iran in a sense, like a different. It's not. It doesn't feel like Afghanistan,
Really?
Word.
right? Because the girls are beautifying themselves.
Yeah.
The men are wearing like t-shirts.
Yep.
There's a lot of intermingling.
Yeah.
A lot of women out by themselves, you know.
Yeah.
And so you see all that, and I was like, yo, like
I see.
the world needs to see this. So I videotaped it, right?
Yes.
And they're left alone for the most part, is what you're saying.
No, they're protected.
They're protected.
They're
To
protected.
live their lifestyle.
Because ISIS is gonna keep coming and finding a way to like
Yeah.
do it, and then say, "Yo, look, they don't have rights in Afghanistan. There's no, you know," and like
And then, okay, so ISIS and Talib's fight, and ISIS, does it just mostly target the Shias, or does it just target everybody?
so it targets everybody, but they're very extreme against Shias. So there is some way. There's not like
And we're going to continue the rest of the pod on our Patreon. So thank you so much for having us, and we hope to see you on the Patreon.
Yeah.